Huh? Nope. Yep. Hey, hey, hey. Yo, yo. What is up? What is good? It's Mighty Soul in the building. In the building. In the building. You know what I'm saying? And we here, man. We here, man. We back. We back in this. You know what I'm saying? You know, Spiritual Tony said it best. Manifest it all like it's all given. You know what I'm saying? This life is all given. We are in this life, man. Everything is ours. It's all given. You know what I'm saying? It is all given, man. But I came to read this book, man. Becoming super. Can y'all see that shit? Woo! Becoming supernatural, man. Becoming supernatural. Holy shit. This is my shit right here. No cap. This is my shit right here. This is a Bible. This is my. I don't want to go that far, but like, this book is definitely one of my favorite books of all freaking time right now. Joe Dispenza's back with another one, and he here. We back. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of just want to touch on that chapter we've been reading. We've been reading. Is it chapter 3? Is this chapter 3? I think this is chapter 3. Basically, the blessings of the energy centers. Wow. So this is gonna be blessings of the energy centers, part 2. I already did a part 1. Y'all can check that out in the past. What a sneeze! Hold on. Woo! That ain't Corona. That ain't Corona. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on this path of reading this book. I really love this book, and hopefully y'all can take some knowledge from this book and kind of get where I'm coming from with this. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, let's go. Let's go. Let me take off this music. Take off this music. We both get into study times, classes in session. All right. So, convergent and divergent focus. All right. That's a subtitle here. So, at the beginning of the meditation in the last chapter, he asks for us to rest our attention in different parts of the body, as well as the space around different parts of it. So, he asks us to rest our attention in different parts of the body, as well as in the space around those different parts of the body. So, as an example, he might ask you in the meditations to rest your attention on your heart, where your chest is, your heart. But then also rest your attention on the space around that heart. You understand? So, when you practice this, you sharpen your ability to master two different ways your brain can focus, using convergent focus and divergent focus. Convergent focus is a single-minded or narrow focus on an object, anything having matter. That's the kind of focus they're displaying in my meditations when you rest your attention in a specific place in your body. It's the same kind of focus when you pay attention to an object in the environment. Typically, when you pick up a glass, have a text, tie your shoe, you're using narrow focus, aka convergent focus. The majority of the time that you're in narrow focus, you're focused on matter or places or people or things in the outer world. Mostly things that have 3 dimensions. So, remember in like the previous chapters, if y'all heard from the previous chapters, they talked about living in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? While what happens in survival mode, you're basically your body is continually in a state of like hormonal stress. You know what I'm saying? The reason why that's happening is because you're literally focusing on those physical things that are happening within the outer world, which is narrowing your focus and causing you stress because you're just focusing on the external reality. You understand? Making your brain act incoherently, essentially. However, when you change your attention from using this narrow focus to adopting more of an open and broad focus, as you will do in this next meditation, which we'll talk about later in the book, you can become more of aware of space and so the light and energy around your body in space. This is called divergent focus. You can go from focusing on one thing to focusing on nothing or no thing. On the wave energy instead of the particle matter. Reality is both particle and wave. It's both matter and energy. So when you practice using narrow focus to rest your attention in different parts of your body, acknowledging the particle, and then you open your focus so you sense the space around these parts of your body in space, acknowledging the wave, your brain changes into a more coherent and balanced state. All right. So there's like this old guy named Les Femdi. He's a PhD in Princeton Biofeedback Center in New Jersey. All right. This is the 1970s. Basically, he was trying to find a way of teaching people how to go from a beta, teaching people how to move their brain from different brain waves in their body, or different brain waves in their brain, from a beta state, which is conscious thought, to an alpha state, which is more relaxed and creative. All right. The most effective way to make this shift, he discovered, was directing people to become more aware of space or nothingness, adopting what is called open focus. All right. The Buddhist tradition has been using this method of meditation for thousands of years. As you open your focus and sense information instead of matter, as you open your focus and sense information instead of matter, your brain slows down from being from beta to alpha. This makes sense because you are sensing and feeling and you are not thinking. As your thinking brain, the neocortex, slows down, you're able to get beyond the analytical mind, also called the critical mind, which separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind. Now you're able to move into your seat of your body's operating system, the automatic nervous system, which you read previously in the previous chapters, and now your brain can work in a more holistic fashion. So, getting beyond the analytical mind. I'm gonna show you this little diagram. Hopefully y'all can see that. Y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that. Basically, beta, the conscious mind, alpha, which is the conscious thinks, sorry, beta, the conscious thinking mind, alpha, the analytical mind, then you go to theta, the subconscious mind, the automatic nervous system, and then delta, the programs and habits. Those where all those program habits are stored in, which you are deeply rooted in your brain. So, one of the main purposes of this meditation is move beyond the analytical mind, which separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind. One of the main purposes of meditation is move beyond the analytical mind. What separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind is the analytical mind. As you slow your brain waves down, you move out of the conscious mind and thinking brain, past the analytical mind, into the operating system of the subconscious mind, which all the automatic programs and unconscious habits exist. Ooh, hearing like angel numbers or hearing coming in my ears. Ooh, damn. Sorry. As you do Blessings of the Energy Centers meditation, he will teach you how to place your attention in each body centers, which is referred to as the chakras. or the energy wheels. Because where you place your attention is where you place your energy. All right. So it's no mystery that, let's say you have a sexual fantasy, you know what I'm saying, in your mind, for example. As energy moves into that center of body, it's going to become activated in a very specific way. So let's say you think, well, you watch this porn or some shit, anything, you know what I'm saying? You see a shorty, like, damn, she fine. You start getting a boner, you know what I'm saying? You're activating that sexual energy center, you know what I'm saying? It's in your body, that's your low, it's a root, that's your, you know what I'm saying? That's near the bottom of your energy. So as you're constantly putting your attention there, you know what I'm saying? That's where you're putting your energy. You get me? So imagine what would happen if you were to if you're able to slow down your brainwaves down in meditation and get into the operating system of each of these energy centers by placing your attention in the space around each center, opening your focus. Each of these centers will become more orderly and more coherent, which will signal neurons to create new level of mind and activate the organs, tissues, and cells in that region. So imagine what would happen if you were able to slow your brain waves down into meditation and get into the operating system of each of these energy centers by placing your attention in the space around each center. Opening your focus, each of these energy centers will become more orderly and more coherent, which will signal new levels of mind and activate the organs, tissues, and tissues and cells in that region, producing each center's own hormones and chemical messengers. If you do this repeatedly over time, you begin to affect real physical change. So by focusing your mind on your energy, focusing your mind on your energy centers, slowing your brain down through meditation, simply, you're able to now create a new level of mind in those parts of your body, which then create new changes in your ultimately your whole cell, your whole body, your whole human experience. You'll create physical change. So, how your body's energy centers work. We're about to look closer at each of these body's energy centers, but first I want to explain a bit more of how they work. Think of each of them as an individual center of information. Think of these individual clusters of neurological networks as mini brains, each having its own individual mind. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope y'all know the chakras, you know what I'm saying? But there's root, gotta stand up, root at the bottom. And then you got the solar plexus. Sorry, you got the sacral chakra. You got the solar plexus. Then you got the heart chakra. You got the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. You know what I'm saying? Crown chakra. So each chakra has a specific gland or organ that is attached to it, in a sense, to regulate its function, right? The root is closer towards the sexual glands. The sacral is more with the digestive and pancreatic glands. The solar is dealing more with the adrenal glands. The heart dealing with the heart chakra is dealing with the thymus glands or the heart glands. The throat is dealing with the thyroid glands. You know what I'm saying? The third eye dealing with the pineal gland. And then you got the crown dealing with the pituitary gland. You know what I'm saying? You kind of see that. I want to stop that if y'all want to stop that. But yeah, that's it right there. You get me? And each energy center has its own biological makeup. They have their own glands, hormones, chemicals, and individual mini brains, a plexus of neurons, and therefore their own mind. Jeez. Now I can talk about each one of these energy centers, what they do, and how they function. But y'all need to go research that shit for yourself, man. I ain't gonna go throughout the whole discussion. Go look up the chakras, real shit. Learn that shit. Learn how to do this meditation. But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Keep it moving. Now, how do we evolve our energy? So, let's keep moving right now. Evolving our energy, right? Here's how it looks like to evolve our energy. You know what I'm saying? We start our energy from the bottom and bring it to the top. You understand? Because you want to activate our highest centers. Okay? So we start off by channeling our energy from our first center, the root chakra. When we feel safe and secure, that's what the first chakra is all about, being safe and secure enough to create that creative energy, it sends into the second center. You know what I'm saying? When we have mastered some of the limitations or overcome some conditions in our environment, we better put the creative energy to good use and then flow it to our third center, the seat of our will and power. When we successfully transcend the adversity in life, which has challenged us to grow and overcome, we have the opportunity to feel more whole, more free, and more satisfied, and we're able to feel more genuinely love for ourselves and others as the energy flows to our fourth center, the heart chakra. You know what I'm saying? As that allows the energy, then we move and turn on our fifth center. After this, and that allows the energy, when that happens, we want to express our present truth, what we learned or the love of wholeness we feel, and that allows us to now move to our fifth center to express it. We're now able to express it through our throat chakra. You know what I'm saying? After this, we then evolve and activate our sixth center. The dormant areas of the brain opens so that the veil of illusions is lifted, and we perceive a broader spectrum of reality than we saw before. When we begin to feel enlightened, the body moves into more harmony and balance, and our external environment, including the natural world surrounding us, allows us to feel more into harmony and balance as the energy ascends into the seventh center. Once we feel that enlightened energy, we begin to feel truly worthy, and energy can finally rise to activate the eighth center. Ooh. We receive the fruits of all our efforts, visions, dreams, insights, and manifestations, and knowingness that come from anywhere within our mind and bodies as memories, but from a greater power in and around us. This continues the flow of evolving energy from our first center to our eighth is illustrated in this picture here. You got me? Hold on. So we go from like lower waves, and you speed up, you vibrate, you battle, boom, boom. Now you enlightened. Now you're aware. Now you're on top of the world. You feel happy, man. You feel like shit. You feel like me. No cap. Honestly, bro, I'm just feeling happy these days. But as we evolve our creative energy, it can be channeled from the first center all the way up to the brain and beyond. Each center has its own frequency that carries its own individual intent. Now, the problem which y'all are all like going through. Dun dun dun. Should get like a sound effect for that. We'll see. How energy gets stuck. Hope y'all can see that. Y'all can like check that out for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna read it for y'all. Energy gets stuck in the first three chakras, for the most part. Simply. So there's three chakras. They said the first three chakras, the root, the sacral, the through the sacral and the solar plexus, right? So I can see that. Bam, bam, bam. 3 chakras. You get me? Up and down. Now, when energy becomes stuck in our body, it cannot flow to the higher centers. Since emotions are energy, these emotions get stuck in different centers and we can evolve. So the first 3 deal with, let's say your bottom, let's say you're stuck in your first chakra. It's because maybe you have trauma from like molestation, sexual confusion or pain, sexual anxiety, sexual addiction, sexual depravity. Now you get to the second, dealing with like your guts, you know what I'm saying? You get that gut feeling, you know what I'm saying? Real shit, this is a real thing. Oh, we got cut off, guys. My bad, my bad. The phone overheated. But I'm back. Hopefully I get this video out without it overheating again. But the second chakra, dealing with the sacral, right? So meaning that could deal with like the gut feeling, like I said before. And like that deals with like, I don't know, like you might have feelings of guilt, you might have feelings of shame, you might have feelings of pain, unworthiness, lack, victimization. These are all things into your sacral chakra, man. And when it comes down to like your last chakra, or sorry, I would say your solar plexus, where energy typically gets stuck in, it does a lot of like your ego, you know what I mean? Cause like that's your will, that's your drive. Like, if you have stuff stuck with your ego, if you're stuck in your ego, if you're stuck with competition, if you're stuck with trying to be in control of certain things, you have impatience for certain things, self-aggrandizement. You know what I'm saying? Those are all things that deal with your ego, which also deal with your solar plexus, and that's where energy a lot of times gets stuck for a lot of the peoples in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So, if for example, a person has been sexually abused or has been conditioned since childhood to think sex is bad, the energy can stay stuck in the first center. The center is associated with sexuality, and they may have problems accessing creativity. If, on the other hand, a person can access creative energy, but doesn't necessarily feel safe enough to be creative in the world instead of feeling victimized by their social or interpersonal relationships, or have been traumatized or betrayed by another person, they may hold on to the energy in their second center. Such a person who will be likely feel more excessive amounts of guilt or shame, suffering, or self-esteem or fear, right? Now a person can get their energy flowing up to the third center, but they have ego issues. They feel self-important, they feel self-absorbed, controlling, demurring, angry, overly competitive, bitter. The energy gets stuck in the third center, and they may have control issues or motivation issues. If a person can express openly their heart and feel love and trust, or they are afraid to express love or how they truthfully feel, they can also become frozen in the fourth and fifth centers respectively. So, like I said before, while energy can get stuck in any energy center, the first 3 are where it tends to get stuck most often. All right. So, I want to touch this last part before letting y'all go quickly, but like as we discussed earlier, our bodies are surrounded by invisible fields of electromagnetic energy that are always carrying conscious intentions or directive. When we activate each of our body's 7 energy centers, we could say that we're expressing energy out of these centers. Simply put, when we as conscious beings activate a specific energy in each individual center, we stimulate an associated neurological plexuses to produce a level of mind that then activate the proper glands, tissues, and hormones and chemicals in each center. Once each unique center is turned on, the body emits energy carrying specific information or intentions from it. However, if we keep living in the specific survival energy, as in we're overly sexual, we're over consuming, we're over stressing, by living in our lives in the first three centers, we keep drawing from this invisible field of energy that surrounds all of us all the time that we can't really see. You know what I'm saying? It basically causes the body to be out of whack and out of chemistry. The repetition of this process over time causes the field around the body to shrink, the electromagnetic field. You know what I'm saying? The limited level of mind within a limited amount of energy in each of these centers will send a limited signal to the surrounding cells, tissues, and organs and systems of the body. The result can produce a weakened signal and a lower frequency of energy, carrying the vital information to the body. Therefore, the lower frequency of the signals creates disease. We can see that an energetic level, all disease, you can say at an energetic level, all disease is a lowering of frequency and an incoherent message. You know what I'm saying? So this is how it should look. You know what I'm saying? Big and powerful. You know, woo! Look at this. We don't want to be like that. That's a small ass energy field. That shit. That's sucking life energy out of you. You sucking your own energy out of your own system. You get me? The first three energy centers are energy consumers. When we overutilize these first three centers, we constantly draw from the visible field of energy and turn it into chemistry. The field around the body then begins to shrink. Alright? And all this starts at a subatomic or quantum level. But yeah, that's all I want to get to y'all. Understand that, like, our chakras, our energy, our intention, our beliefs, how we go about life is like our diet. You know what I'm saying? If our diet is bad, I don't mean just like by what we eat, but like how we see, what we feel, what we touch, what we do. If our everyday diet is bad, we're constantly bringing ourselves into a diminished state. We're constantly keeping ourselves stuck in their lower centers. You know what I'm saying? Overly sexual. If we're overly feeling guilty or ashamed, if we're overly feeling ego, like I know I'm better than you, competitive. You know what I'm saying? When we transcend that energy, live in our hearts. I just sit back and relax. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to worry about. Really and truly. Live in your heart, live in your soul, live in your purpose, live with light, live with balance, meditate, and stay well and stay peaced out, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, y'all, hope you're having a great day. It is Saturday, October the 31st, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully that can kind of help you with your energy during this whole season, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, y'all, much love, much peace, much power to y'all. You already know, and it's my soul. And I'm out here. You already know. Much high, much love. You already know. Gang, gang.